Kevin O'Leary is a Canadian businessman, investor, journalist, writer, and television personality. Early life and education: O'Leary was born in Montreal to a salesman father and seamstress mother. His father was Irish and his mother was of Lebanese descent. O'Leary's parents divorced when he was young, and his father died shortly thereafter. His mother, Georgette, later remarried. He attended Stansted College and St. George's School. After graduating from high school, O'Leary studied for 2 years at the Royal Military College St. Jean, followed by the University of Waterloo, where he received an honours bachelor's degree in environmental studies and anthropology. In 1980, he earned an MBA from the Richard Ivey School of Business at the University of Western Ontario. Career: immediately after college, O'Leary and two friends launched Special Event Television, a television production company that met limited success producing small television shows and in-between periods commercials and local professional hockey games. Later he was bought out for $25,000 by one of his partners. O'Leary then moved on to his second business venture, a software company in the basement of a small Toronto home along with partners John Freeman and Gary Babcock. His mother provided the seed investment capital of $10,000, which he used to start software publisher SoftKey. SoftKey products typically consisted of software intended for home audiences, especially compilation discs containing various freeware or shareware game software packaged in a dual-case CD-ROM. By 1994, SoftKey had become a major consolidator in the educational software market, acquiring no fewer than 60 rivals, such as WordStar and Spinnaker Software. In 1995, SoftKey acquired the Learning Company for $606 million, moved its headquarters to Boston, and took the Learning Company as its name. TLC bought its former rival Broadband in June 1998 for $416 million. In 1999, TLC and its 467 software titles were acquired by Mattel in a $3.8 billion stock swap. Sales and earnings for Mattel soon dropped, and O'Leary departed from Mattel. The purchase by Mattel was later called one of the most disastrous acquisitions in history. In 2003, he became a co-investor and director in Storage Now, a developer of climate-controlled storage facilities. Through a series of development projects and acquisitions, Storage Now became Canada a Euro-1 registered trademark's third-largest owner-operator of storage services, with facilities located in 11 cities serving such companies as Merck and Pfizer when it was acquired by the InStorage REIT in March 2007 for $110 million. In March 2007, O'Leary joined the advisory board of Genstar Capital, a private equity firm that focuses on investments in selected segments of life science and healthcare services, industrial technology, business services and software. Genstar Capital appointed O'Leary to its strategic advisory board to seek new investment opportunities for its $1.2 billion fund. Euro-1 registered trademark Leary also serves on the executive board of the Richard Ivey School of Business at the University of Western Ontario. He is a member of the investment committee of Boston Euro-1 registered trademark S107-year-old Hamilton Trust and an investor of Englobe, a TSX-listed company. He is a former co-host of Squeeze Play on Business News Network, Canada Euro-1 registered trademark S National Business Television Speciality Channel. Euro-1 registered trademark Leary is currently working as the entrepreneur, investor, and co-host for the Discovery Channel Euro-1 registered trademark S Discovery Project Earth, a project that explores innovative ways man could reverse climate change. In September 2011, O'Leary released his book, Cold Hard Truth, on business, money and life, wherein he shares his secrets, experiences, insights, and lessons on entrepreneurship, business, finance, money and life as well as advice for budding entrepreneurs. A sequel to his first book called The Cold Hard Truth on Men, Women, and Money, 50 Common Money Mistakes and How to Fix Them was followed up in 2012, which focused a greater emphasis toward personal financial money management techniques, common money mistakes, tricks and tips to earn more financial freedom, each targeted toward a specific stage in a person's life. Business journalism. O'Leary served as foil to journalist Amanda Lang on the Lang and O'Leary Exchange on CBC News Network, and he also appeared as a venture capitalist on the Canadian television show Dragon's Den until departing CBC in late 2014. Since 2009 he has been a shark on the American version of Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, which airs on ABC. He is referred to as Mr. Wonderful, and The Undertaker by Mark Cuban on that show. He has also hosted his own television show, Redemption Incorporated. During a segment on the Occupy Wall Street protests on October 6, 2011 episode of the CBC News Network's The Lang and O'Leary Exchange, O'Leary criticized Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Chris Hedges for sounding like a left-wing nutbar. Hedges stated afterwards that it will be the last time he appears on the show, and compared the CBC to Fox News. CBC's ombudsman found O'Leary's behavior to be a violation of the public broadcaster's journalistic standards. In August 2013, O'Leary interviewed Rachel Parent, a 14-year-old anti-GMO foods activist. In the interview, O'Leary expressed concern that Parent had become a shill for environmentalists. The video went viral on social media. In January 2014, O'Leary remarked on his television show The Lang and O'Leary Exchange that the news that the world's richest 85 people owned as much wealth as the bottom half of the global population was fantastic news. O'Leary left CBC in August 2014 after 5 years with The Lang and O'Leary Exchange. Earlier that year it had been announced that he was leaving Dragon's Den after 8 seasons. O'Leary joined CTV Bell Media on September 1, 2014, where he will appear on various programs including Canada AM, E-Talk, The Marilyn Dennis Show and The Social, and will also be providing financial commentary on other Bell properties such as BNN and radio stations CFRA, CJAD and CFRB. Business ventures and investments. Having carved out a niche for the O'Leary brand in the software industry, O'Leary moved on to establish the O'Leary name and brand in a multitude of industries, companies and products. Following his successful business ventures in software, storage facilities, and private equity, O'Leary has established his name in a number of other industries, including O'Leary Funds, O'Leary Ventures, O'Leary Mortgages, O'Leary Books, and O'Leary Fine Wines. In April 2014, O'Leary Mortgages went out of business. Little over a year after launching with much fanfare and notoriety including weekly plugs on his Dragon's Den prologue, O'Leary was unable to keep one of his 3 core businesses afloat. Industry reports seemed unsurprised by the failure, given O'Leary's confusing public persona and the lack of industry experience of the company's chief executive officer Alex Sheikheniev. Controversial remarks. Poverty activists have condemned O'Leary's comments on an Oxfam report that the 85 richest people have the same wealth as the 3.5 billion poorest people on the planet. O'Leary had commented, "This is fantastic news and of course I'm going to applaud it. What can be wrong with this?" In 2011, O'Leary was condemned by the CBC Ombudsman Kirk LaPointe for his use of the term Indian giver. The Ombudsman wrote that his comments were unambiguously offensive. Bibliography, Cold Hard Truth, On Business, Money and Life. Doubleday Canada. 2011. ISBN 978-0385671743, Cold Hard Truth on Men, Women and Money. Doubleday Canada. 2012. ISBN 978-0-385-67850-6, References. External links, official website, Kevin O'Leary at the Internet Movie Database, The Lang and O'Leary Exchange, CBC's Dragon's Den bio, ABC's Shark Tank bio, O'Leary Funds Incorporated. Time.com, TV's Shark Tank guru, in real life, no business whiz.